Liberia, challenges, entrepreneur endeavors, and much more with the intent to inspire other upcoming changemakers. The 1847 show also promotes the Liberian culture by creating a space for individuals to learn the history of our nation, to find solutions to problems that affect our country today. For this and much more, stay tuned for All Things Liberian. We'll be right back after this short break.
Lucky ball.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of Liberia and to the republic for which it stands. One nation, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I don't know. Listen. Mama Liberia, you will rise again. And more your friend and you will shine again. Yeah. Nobody will look down on you again. I prophesy to you, you will regain your dignity again. All hill, Liberia hill. Red, white, and blue is where I represent for sure. This rural land of liberty shall long be for all of us. And I'm talking about one person, girl, all of us. History said you been the cornerstone of Africa. You been a safe place when the free slave came back to Africa. That green pepper ghost. Hey, Mama Liberia, I can't wait to see you taking over Africa. We got the power to do it, man. You are lifted. See your children, look at how they gifted. You gave birth to the first.
Hello, my name is Grace Choma Baba, founder of Destiny Creative Organization and owner at Janice's Snacks. You are watching the 1847 show. The 1847 show celebrates you, me, and all things Liberian. Follow the 1847 show on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. The 1847 show, all things Liberian.
We at Peace TV help your loved ones and friends to see features of your programs on all social media platforms. Our services are of good qualities and very affordable. We render the following services: still pictures, video promotion, talk show hosting, live wedding coverage, funeral services, and so much more. So what are you waiting for? Book us today and have a memorable experience.
Welcome back. You're watching the 1847 show, and this is season 1, series 2, episode 8, which is part of our series called Digitalized Liberia. The series highlights individuals solving real problems by integrating technological solutions to make Liberia a digitalized nation. Digitalizing Liberia could mean better data transparency as technology provides access to information which could aid against corruption, improve health and educational facilities, deliver efficient agricultural practices that could yield higher crops production, amongst many other advantages. Our guest today is Christopher Jones, who is the co-founder and director of e-commerce at Easy Market, which is the #1 online shopping platform in Liberia. He has dedicated his efforts to finding specific ways that technology can be applied to the Liberian context to improve the way of life of all Liberians. We're going to welcome our guest now. Hello, Mr. Jones. How are you?
I'm fine. You?
I'm
Yeah,
doing good myself. Thank you. Thank you. And for anyone watching, please note that this broadcast has been pre recorded. So we will not be able to stay engaged during the interview. However, we're going to go right into the questions. But do you have anything to say before we get started?
no, I'm quite excited to be here. So for the go for the conversation because I'm excited of what you're doing and with the 1847 show. We I think it's important for us to continue to highlight the achievement we are doing in our environment. Again, it's especially exciting for me to come here and talk about easy market and what we are doing. So thank you so much for inviting me.
Of course, Chris, of course. Tell us a bit about how your company started and what it took to become Liberia's number one online platform, shopping platform.
Yeah, a lot of people know the story, but it started as a group of young people that was quite determined to make a change in our environment. So I used to be at our campus, which is a co-working innovation space, with some colleagues. During that time, we started, doing research on different problems in our society and looking at different ways we can affect change. So through the conversation, although I was part of the GSL project back then, but through the conversation, we decided, all right, we can launch a specific e-commerce activities, but that will help businesses. But initially, the idea already focused on agriculture, how we can maximize agriculture knowledge and e-commerce. But a few months into our engagement, I think after 9 months meeting people and talking to a lot of people about, yeah, sorry for the interruption. So a few months into our engagement, meeting people about the activity, hoping to get investment. I think about 9 months. You see, for Liberia, not like any other country that you just develop products and meet people, you can get them quickly invest in the idea. So it take
Hmm.
about 9 months. We meet a lot of people, attend a lot of events until luckily we met our co-founder, which is Mr. Hash. We pitched the idea to him, and that was when we gave birth to Easy Market Activity in November of 2019. After the partnership and everything start launching the business, we then decide to all right now we load a lot of problems, a lot of activity, but again at that point it wasn't a single most e-commerce activity in the country. So we decided instead of just launching an activity for only agriculture, then move it across various industry. That was where we launched Easy Market. Now having as over the years, I have a lot of small businesses and people even outside Liberia to access products and services in Liberia. That's how Easy Market basically started as a partnership with young people and visionary young leader that joined our team later on.
Nice. Awesome. So, you're the co-founder of EC Market, and in my experience, a lot of times when people have the titles of being co-founders, they're really trying to be humble. They're trying to be generous. So, and the reason for that is because really, when someone has the vision, two people usually don't get the vision at the same time, right? So it's usually one person that gets it, and then whoever comes on board immediately to help, then they give that person the co-position or co-founder position. So what exactly happened in your case that you became a co-founder? Or how did you become a co-founder?
Yeah, pretty much a three-person operation like you. I think clearly understood it. So we are three-person. Initially, we were two. So my colleague Emmanuel Saki and I was the first people that really looked into the idea of what we wanted to do. But again, we needed investment, so we didn't launch Easy Market as a company until we managed to convince a lot of people. Fortunately, we found our co-founder, which is Mr. Hash. So that's where you see the term co-founder coming because although we had the idea, we didn't want to launch the business until we have investment. Because again, we needed a lot of logistics needed to be put in the place of the business to model to run, which without it couldn't run right. So then we launched the activity after we have our partner. So now at that stage, well, three different people launching the business. So each of us individually now have to be co-founders, right? So that's how it started.
Awesome. No, makes sense. So I did have a question about, investment and how people can invest now into the business.
Yeah.
So it seems like it's more appropriate now. So for people who are maybe just now hearing about Easy Market and they are investors and want to invest into Easy Market, how can they do that? But I think this question will be more appropriate after we have explained exactly what Easy Market is, and then we can talk about investment. So I still have the
Yeah.
questions further on. Let's hold on to that. But
Yeah.
a lot of people would say you are very similar to Jeff Bezos in what you're doing with Easy Market. So, do you take any inspiration from him? If not, who would you say is your role model?
Yeah, so for the industry itself, people that Jeff Bezos are leaders of the industry. So again, you have to reference them. But ideally, what I feel like is that although e-commerce as an innovation started back then with Amazon leading it globally, but I feel like a lot of credit for what we're doing really have to be from our own insight about local activities. Because again, we already know that although we are taking advantage of e-commerce, a lot of the things we're doing is not like how we saw it in the US to copy and paste in like Europe because it won't work. A lot of different ways you need to implement the activities here. So now, so these are what we continue to do over the time. We continue to innovate and bit around our product and services to see how we get that. When we launched Easy Market to the public, a lot of people didn't know what we were talking about. And we used to meet businesses and try to convince them to come on the platform. A lot of people thought, oh, you want to scam my business, you want to take, the mentality about what we wanted to do was quite surprising, right? Many
You're
times, a
bringing
lot of
something
business,
foreign to the table.
yeah, many times a lot of businesses told us to leave that vicinity because they didn't trust the process. They thought we wanted to defraud them because to bring a product online to sell, that is where the confusion come in. But again, over the years, I think initially was the difficult part because we had to build trust in the market, we have to build that credibility, which over the years we managed to do. But our activity really have to come down to how we saw the local activities, local innovation to make it adapt for Liberian market. But globally, we really look up to people like Jumia is in Nigeria. Most of our innovation, what we're doing, look up to what happening in on the continent as a whole. So yeah, Jumia is a company too in Africa that leading e-commerce. So most of what we do, we look up to them. But also we research Amazon and see what happening. But yeah, for Liberia context, we do most of the research on our own because and again, we don't have a specific roadmap to say, okay, this company, if for example, you want to launch a mineral water company, you see these people producing mineral water, we can look at them and for Liberia context, there wasn't a reason we look up to do it. So we had to readjust and reanalyze and come back to the drawing board what worked best and what we can do to fit our local market.
Makes sense. Makes sense. And that's quite impressive. So you work also besides your co-founder position, that is just a title, but your actual job is director of e-commerce. So tell us a bit about that day to day. What does that look like as the director for e-commerce?
Yeah, yeah, good. So, in other businesses, you see like the head of the enterprise might be the CEO or something, right? For our case, my co-founder, which is Mr. Hash, he really will more and oversee activities. But most of the day-to-day activity in Easy Market is what I do. So now my title there is director of e-commerce. In that sense, because our e-commerce is breaking down into four different components, so I coordinate our logistic team, our inventory team, marketing team, and also work with corporate relations. Wherein now I'm a boss relate on corporate related entities, right? So basically, it means I oversee all the activities surrounding the company, especially to see how we are innovating new, creating new products, but also
Mhm.
how we're serving our current customer segment and how we're even making logistics efficient. So basically, my work is to make sure everybody else is doing our work efficiently.
Awesome. Sounds like a CEO.
Not exactly, but yeah, that's what it does.
Awesome. That's quite impressive. And with that, I can imagine that you work pretty long hours, including on the weekend. So what is your personal life like outside of Easy Market? Do you have a personal life?
That's a good question. Till now, I'm not sure I have any personal life. To the extent, a lot of people that know me usually call me Easy Market. I don't really have any personal life activity. Most of the time, especially at day, right, I work with the team in the day recording the activities. But my personal time, especially for R&D, research and development activities, I do at night. So you get me, especially around the night hours researching and doing work. So again, that easy market what I'm doing at that point, but also researching and doing a lot of things to see how we can get the business on path. Because again, while a startup, like I said, right, to achieve things in Liberia is difficult. So I can't be sleeping at night and expect the business to work good in the morning. So I have to always be there to create new avenues. So it's a difficult work, but again, to the extent that a lot of sacrifice is being made into what we're doing. So for me to have a personal life and activity outside this market is difficult. Maybe you'll happen anytime
At
soon,
least
but
not
now,
right now. At least not at this
yeah,
moment when you guys are still building, right?
yeah, nah, not right now, not right now. Right.
Yes, yes.
But again, I have
That's
to continue. No, again, I have to continue being an inspiration to the team, like I was saying at the start. So, continuously, people need to look up to you and see you are a leader on the team, and your way of doing the activity on the business can motivate us to do more. Because again, we want to get the motivation of doing hard things, and because you don't make things easy. A lot of people don't know, but you don't make anything easy in Liberia, right? So, coming from our background, for me, it was not family support or anything. It was just a lot of young people who were out there to do stuff and work towards it and get people to invest in it have to always be hard work. You have to always be our determination and not progressing, right? So I know a lot of people feel, oh, but Chris is doing this. Maybe if he can get it done, easy. No, you do the work at day and have to research at night. It's always part of the activity.
Yes, and I can only imagine applause to you and your team for the audacity to even think about doing something so unique, my man. So impressive. And part of the reason why I've been looking forward to this interview all week and ever since we came in contact. So quite impressive. And trust me, I understand sometimes, most times as entrepreneurs, you have to invest the time before,
Yeah,
your time that is invested can start, giving you some return on your investment. But at least for the first
1,000.
few years, you have to be hard on time and invest in that. So I definitely understand. Hopefully, people watching can understand that as well and not judge
1,000.
you.
Yeah, 1,000 hours.
Awesome, awesome. So you kind of mentioned that your company is helping to solve some problems in Liberia. Now, can you be
Yeah.
a bit more specific with us? Like, what real problems is Easy Market solving or has already solved by ever since its establishment?
Yeah. So again, that's a very good point. So our our business model, right, it solves problems for different people. So I would like to start mainly on the user side of things. So initially, right, there are other companies available that try other services, but for what we noticed over time, especially for our last few years, we have a lot of business people outside Liberia. And again, they are all the time say it become a major customer segment. People outside Liberia that always have issues about sending money. The time people are talking to us already we're building homes in Liberia and we have to send money to Liberia. Every time we send money to Liberia, all right, this and this happen. We try to send funds and people don't implement what we wanted to do. So all the issue events always happening. A lot of people keep sending money to Liberia and one thing or another happen, or some people outside the state, outside Liberia to want to support their loved ones here and want to have the most efficient way to do it. So now, all the years we have a lot of people, we are seeing people remain in the US and procure everything from sand, cement, all right, everything from the beginning of that construction to the ending. So now, and more credible because they say you're not sending money to one family member to help them
Man,
with
hold on, hold
some.
on. I just did a project on building something in Liberia. You're telling me that I could have controlled how much the materials that I was buying myself.
Every single material. The thing is, every single material you want to
So
procure,
why
you
are you
have
just telling me my life just now, my man? After I almost finished.
yeah. So we see, and then apart from constructing, furnishing the chairs you need at home, and what that's one of the things we noticed over time. So a lot of people outside been using that as a service to procure everything from cement to rods, everything needed to do a construction company most safely deliver. So people only see the equipment is sending on the ground to do the work, but they're not really seeing the money to squander it or anything else. But that's just one. Another one that happening, all right. So you see how holidays and Christmas, a lot of opportunity, a lot of different events happen, and people outside Liberia really want to always tap in to help their family member here. If you look at the research from I think World Bank show that most of the money that come into the country come from the diaspora, right? Our government GDP, most of it coming from the diaspora and also from how we get foreign aid. So a lot of money coming to the country on the basis of all the support our loved ones. But again, over time, a lot of people realize that 300 US, 200 US per month. Before the month end, we need to send another funds to our loved one because they can't make it. But why Easy Market does is that instead of sending these funds every month, say purchase product that we know can make a whole month with your relative. And for that
I'm unable to hear you. I don't know what happened. I think your internet. Okay, yeah, his internet broke out, so hopefully it returns here. Um, but for those of you guys watching again, this is being pre-recorded, and this is season one,
Hello.
series two, and episode 8. Seems like he's back. Hello, sir. Can you hear me? Actually, just broke out again. So stand by, guys. Thank you for hanging in there. He will be joining us shortly. Here we go. Can you hear me? Ooh. All right. So a couple of network issues.
Hello, are you getting me? Hello.
Yeah, I'm
Hello.
hearing you. I'm hearing you now.
Yeah, man. All right, good. I was speaking about the second group of people outside Liberia too. Our local audience group of people are people that want to see how they can support their loved ones here, but also affordably, right? Like I want to stress out that a lot of people used to send funds to Liberia, and maybe before the month ends, their loved one will call again. The money is sent, the money not make it will send another one, right? So now people
Mhm.
just prefer to use easy market and just procure the items because we know exactly how much it will cost or how many items can go for a month in Liberia. Then we offer the customer. So we see a lot of people using that medium to support their loved ones here. And every month we have some because again we enable technology and make it efficient. So you see how every time you want to send money to Liberia, you have to go back to one money transfer app, open the app and send the money. Now
Mhm.
what we do is some of the customers they just go on easy market at the beginning of the year in January and just activate a subscription package for that loved one. So every month, they don't need to have come back to easy market now. Every month the platform just deliver to that loved one. So which made the whole
And
supporting
this is
family
by
serious.
and this is a Liberian product, my man. Very impressive.
Yeah, so they don't really think about coming back on easy market or even worry about the family getting support because it's just subscription and every month they receive items to the house. So a lot of family members just do that. But again, that's for our customer segment and outside. But also you look at the businesses that are benefiting from this service. So now you're seeing that already we have some customer in Belgium and they're supporting a loved one here. We're in New Jersey Estate. Someone have to be there, and that's the businessman, right? We look at it from the business perspective. You won't necessarily attract that customer from Belgium just by selling Oro, right? Selling one location Oro. That man from Belgium won't reach to you. But what Easy Market does is that we're trying to bring customers that is thousands of miles away from you to use the service. But at the end of the day, we are not the producer of each of the product. We just create an avenue for these businesses to attract customers that is way across that different range and far away from them. And over time, we are seeing a lot of businesses keep growing, uh, keep receiving orders from outside Liberia, especially those. Again, that's where it gets tricky because we are noticed over time, right? Most of the businesses that are doing well is people already involved in the groceries and the electronic category, and which is a work for us to try as much as possible to see how other businesses in other category and track. We notice in other category, other business seasonal package. So if Valentine coming, Christmas coming, most of the businesses track. But again, people that are producing rice, people that are selling rice on easy market, selling rare or these people every month they raise a good sum of orders on easy market. But
Liberian
again,
men like that rice business, so I can I can only imagine.
so we try to tell the businesses, all right, good. Easy market is just another sale channel to grow your sales. So now you can do your little setting, but again, getting customers is what we do. Try to help you to grow your business and helping a lot of small businesses who have a lot of small business on easy market, a lot of Liberian owned local businesses too on easy market. And again, at least now as an additional way, they are raising good sum of money trying to grow that business, which we believe is helping them, right? And again, another thing, right? Like most of what we're doing, we won't have happened if we are not getting support. So we've been fortunate enough to get some so much support from other donor partners that continue to help us in this life that we do.
Awesome. Man, you said a lot more than I even expected, and that's quite impressive. And that's kind of what I like about these interviews is you just learn so much more about amazing things like people, like yourself are invested in. One thing I just learned was what you said about the construction. And I will tell you, moving forward, I don't think if I will ever send people money cash to help me with a project, rather just have them there for the human accountability portion. But
Yeah.
it makes no sense to have a third party when I can just buy the materials myself and have the work get done. So I can almost tell you for sure, 100%, you have a customer already guaranteed. It's just a matter of time. So that's awesome.
Yeah, but the Prince, I want to stress out that if for instance, where your construction people give specific need for certain items, again, you just need a list from them and send a list for the easy market with customize everything. You do your payment yourself, right? So there'll be instances where you say, "Oh, we need this." Just ask them, give me a list of everything you think you need to get the work done, and for that list to easy market, you have them. And another point we should stress out that what we're doing is to make sure that people procuring items are getting it for the most affordable prices. So initially, before Easy Market started, a lot of people that because they knew that the diaspora were interested in services like this, they try to max up price exponentially, right?
Right.
You go on Easy Market, each of the items will tell you you'll be purchasing it for the same prices on the market in Liberia, the same price. So everything about price, you don't have to
Are
worry because you'll
there
be getting those
competition? Let's
items.
say if I wanted to get a bag of cement or a couple bags of cement, am I going to have the option to see different vendors that are selling cement, or do you guys just partner with
Great.
one company?
That's a very smart question. So in the other stage, when people having interest started getting interest in market, they want to bring monopoly, right? Like I should be the only one selling. We said no. For customer to have the ability to choose is what we already wanted to do. So till now, if you want to buy this brand cement, you get another brand selling it. So multiple people selling multiple products. What we notice is it bring a lot of stability and competitive prices. So now you can see different businesses selling at least the item is being sold for this amount, it's being sold for another amount. So we notice because of that flexibility and competitive coming to prices, so it helped customer a lot. But one thing too over the years that continue to happen and we continue to do from our end is to see how we can get more and more businesses selling products, right? So that's it.
Awesome, man. So how is your algorithm like as far as for companies or vendors that have more volumes of sales? Are they prioritized when people are looking for specific items, or do you give the platform, everybody have a fair amount of way to get to the customers as far as views?
So yeah, I understand what you mean. So what we really does is based on logic. We do it from the customer perspective, meaning not business. So what we offer here, if you go to search for a product on Easy Market, right? We do a logic test on alright. If you are searching to buy a bag of rice, what is the most closer item that will match a bag of rice that you can purchase? So making the process seamless. So you go find a bag of rice on Easy Market, you will see different suggestions telling you, all right, you can get uh Vita, you can get sardine, you can get all right. There will be a lot of different products offered to you. So these products that are being offered to you is across the spectrum of different businesses, not about businesses paying your money or everything. We just do it based on what the customer would like. So now instead of you going to search for all the single product, we suggest that bag of rice, you might likely need salt, you might likely need Vita, you might likely need sardine, right? Offered to you. But also we come by and look at. Then again, we can show you best selling products. So again, for that sense, is really look at how many products our customer are buying over the time. So it's based on every week. So when you go to tell for a product, will tell you these are the top selling product for the week. Then you can look at it because some customer would like to know that, or I want to buy simi, I want to know which simi a lot of people going for because it might be the best quality on the market, right? Again, we're doing that because we look at competitive. So there are different people selling products. You can have the option to choose based on which product a lot of people going for and the quality of that product.
Awesome. So when people place an order, I'm aware, I read on your website that it takes about 24 hours for the orders to be processed. So, and then you operate from 9 to 5. For the vision that you have, I'm kind of concerned that 9 to 5 schedule should change very soon because I feel like you should be a 24-hour operational business if possible, but I know that's something that takes time. So how are you guys able to process these orders so quickly? Is there a warehouse where you store all these items from these different vendors and you're able to send it out so quickly?
All right, so the question you asked is what we try to do is that you even talk about 24 hours. So the order are processed within 24 hours, right? Not necessarily after 24 hours we receive your item within 24 hours. So for instance, if you purchase now, right? Say within 24 hours, you might let them receive the item the next 2 hours. But we try to give the way to at least create flexibility for us to try to adjust to different issues. And for the 9 to 5, it's mainly about logistics, right? The website won't close after 9 to 5, or other services are not available. There are different services on the website will be available, but 9 to 5 is really about logistics. And again, mainly because of safety reasoning, right? Initially, we're delivering products at up to 9 o'clock p.m., but there are times where our routers have come across, people take callers and nerve to make the routers scare and take products. So we lost about 2,000 US the last time on our phone, right? Some other phone, and people take caller and try to make them scare callers. So that's some of the problem that happened, and now we just try to do 9 to 5 delivery for only logistics. You can always place your order after 9. The website always be available. And again, for other services like our food delivery services, that one you can access it up to 10, 11 o'clock p.m. But only for the physical movement of products, we try to do between 9 to 5.
I understand. So a lot of the ways your business work is by partnering with other vendors, like you mentioned, to help them expand their business and so on. So as you're doing that, how are you able to make money as an institution?
Yeah, so it's a very good question you asked. We already make money based on our partnership with the businesses. So we try to tell them, all right, good, we are trying to give you customers, we are doing awareness, we have a good following online, good email campaign strategy. So we do awareness for you. So when the business are convinced and know about what can happen on easy market, they're allowed to offer a commission. So the business mainly run and based on the commissions we receive from our partners, right? So that's how we run a business. It's
Are the
more like based
commissions
on the
by
commission.
default, or is it an agreement that you sign with the business, or is it up to them to decide how much commission they want to give you based on their sales? How does it work?
Yeah, so so what we done initially we try to make it more flexible, but now that we have a lot of workforce and everything, so we have a flat rate commission for them to accept. But in the first few years of this market, we used to meet businesses, convince them, hopefully they agree, then they offer a commission. But now we're trying to see how we can be a bit profitable and also able to pay staff and everything.
Awesome.
Yeah, so now we have a flat.
Awesome. So we're at the midpoint of the interview right now. So for those of you that are watching for this and much more, stay tuned for all things Liberian. We're about to take a short break and we'll be right back. Don't go anywhere.
Lucky ball.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of Liberia and to the republic for which it stands. One nation, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I don't know. Listen. Mama Liberia, you will rise again. And more your friend and you will shine again. Yeah. Nobody will look down on you again. I prophesy to you, you will regain your dignity again. All hill, Liberia hill. Red, white, and blue is where I represent for sure. This New Orleans or liberty shall long be for all of us. I'm not talking about one person, girl, all of us. History said you been the cornerstone of Africa. You been a safe place when it's free slave give back to Africa. That green pepper goes. Hey, Mama Liberia. I can't wait to see you taking over Africa. We got the power to do it, man. You are lifted. See your children, look at how they gifted. You give birth to the.
Hello, my name is Grace Choma Baba, founder of Destiny Creative Organization and owner at Janice Sweets. You are watching the 1847 show. The 1847 show celebrates you, me, and all things Liberian. Follow the 1847 show on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. The 1847 show, all things Liberian.
We at Peace TV help your loved ones and friends to see features of your programs on all social media platforms. Our services are of good qualities and very affordable. We render the following services: still pictures, video promotion, talk show hosting, live wedding coverage, funeral services, and so much more. So what are you waiting for? Book us today and have a memorable experience.
Welcome back to the 1847 show. I'm your host, Prince Larmin Jarbo, and this is season one, episode 8, which is part of our series called Digitalized Liberia. This series will highlight individuals solving real problems by integrating technological solutions to make Liberia a digitalized nation. Our guest today is no one else but Christopher Jones, who is the co founder and director of e commerce at Easy Market. Welcome back, Mr. Jones.
Yeah, thanks again. I love that your intro music. Yeah.
I mean, that's all we do. We bleed red, white, and blue for Liberia, my man. Every day, all day. Love this country so much.
Okay.
Yeah. And that's such a beautiful song. I can't wait to interview the man who made that so
Artist.
fresh. Yeah. Yeah. But anyways, we're back and we're at the halfway point of the interview. Any feedback so far? How has it been?
Oh, the interview itself is, I think it's quite friendly. I enjoy the atmospheres and what how we have conversation and discuss one on one is quite engaging. Yeah.
Awesome. And you've been very well, very outspoken and articulate, articulating your answers and responses really well. So that's good. I'm pretty sure you plan, by default, you're already ready to go to start selling easy market at any given time. So it's very impressive. So we mentioned earlier, your business and what you guys have done to be successful. A lot of your success, like you said, has to do with partnering with other businesses, to help them grow. So can you give us a specific business, where you met them at before they joined your platform and how successful they have become because of your platform?
Wow. Great. Yeah, that's a very good question, right? So there's one business called CSB Business Center. They will look at the face of procure they retail a lot of rest, local Liberian rest. So for now, we notice a lot of sales being come from that end. So every month these days, we notice every month you see up to 2,000 I said the purchase of rest, and people purchase rest most often. So I know CNB Business Center. There are other businesses that deals in other categories, especially for people like Colisa. They purchase gift products for females. So notice Valentine's, they're doing a lot of sales. A lot of small businesses, but people in the grocery category we notice they're doing a lot more. The category I really hope that we can see a lot of Liberian businesses come in is the electronics category because these days people purchase TV, AC, freezer, but they are getting it from bigger retailers you see, and this people selling on easy market to try as much as possible to bring competition, but because it is electronics, we really don't have Liberian businesses really competing against the foreign businesses. And again, the platform is open to everyone, but we really hope to see Liberian businesses there. Because for example, right, recently as people purchase AC, freezer, always down a lot of customers are purchasing the item, but they're getting it from the bigger Lebanese businesses that sell on the platform also, which are Rash, Enterprise, Naresh Brother. You have people like Shakshu, all these different businesses on the platform also. For the Liberian business really do compete in our grocery category, but a lot of them are not in electronics, and electronics are growing massively. But again, I know it takes a lot of money, right, to bring up all of these items to the country to sell. So
And it takes time too. So you have to start from somewhere and get the revenue to reinvest into another sector.
yeah, so but yeah,
Within
so
the
the what
next
happened?
decade, within the next
Yeah,
decade, hopefully we'll get there.
yeah, a lot of business that if you come to Moreover yourself, you go and brush you and notice that all the electronic stores are foreign businesses.
Oh,
They're
trust me,
not
I've
really
been
like
there. I've been
so
there.
that
Just last year, I was there looking for electronics, and I went to those stores, so I know exactly what you're talking about.
so we know that a lot of sales are being made, but again, this money are going to foreign businesses. I know they employ Liberians, which is also good. But really, if we can have a lot of Liberian businesses too in that space, it'll be okay. So you see, what we're doing, we're trying to innovate the industry. For if we look at our bigger spectrum, we really want to see how we can make it competitive that Liberians too can play against foreign businesses in all of these categories.
I appreciate that mindset, and
It's,
I'm sure.
it is important to note, actually, it's important to note that it was the foreign businesses that first welcomed into market, right? I always say this. Initially, when we met Liberian businesses, they didn't welcome or they felt that all right, good easy market is It's a Liberian boys and not serious. They all different stories. But the foreign businesses are like, oh no, you can come out, let's work the rest. So the foreign business already work on. But again, I already feel that although that is still happening, I really want to see how Liberian businesses can take advantage of the services we are offering.
Okay, that's fair, and it's only a matter of time. You're introducing something very new, so you got to, expect some opposition to an extent, and then considering our own selves as Liberian, how we are when other people are doing something that that make them look better than us. We try to oppose that and not support it. So over time, however, we can eliminate all that, and with the success that you guys have achieved. So let's say, assume that I'm a young entrepreneur in Liberia, I have a business, and I'm watching this interview, and it's very interesting. I'm like, oh man, I want to get on the platform. I want to start selling on Easy Market. What are your requirements for local vendors,
Yeah,
regardless of their business size?
yeah. So the at the bare minimum, we really try to bring smaller businesses from the lower ground up to be on easy market. And a good stress that point because we just finalizing a partnership with the Liberia Chamber of Commerce to see how we can really bring a lot more smaller businesses to easy market. But again, so if you want to join as a small business on easy market, straightforward. You need either the website or a mobile app, right? Go on our app or website. You go there, you try to register a business. We have a platform for sellers called the Setup Portal. So on the Setup Portal, you receive a form there to fill all the basic information about a business. Again, if you submit the application, we receive it. We have 2 business days to review the application. In the reviewing process, you'll be contacted for verification. If in every instance you are producing product that people have to eat and a health product, we'll surely have to we'll send a team member to your location. We'll look at the product, the quality control. But again, yeah, so we do a lot of quality check and see if the product you are already producing are good. So then you can then be approved to go to easy market to sell. But when we receive the application, we'll be in a queue. We'll visit your location and see if the product you are doing is okay. If you are facing clothes and other local product, you can send us a picture. We ask for different mode of verification actually based on the product you are selling. Again, the more verification is where a lot of our partners keep asking, how are you verifying businesses? Right? We met the question was asked at the World Bank, they were concerned how we verify businesses because they give telling we are focusing on smaller business. So now if our business clarify and pass through all the verification process, then they start selling to customers.
Are these is any part of this verification including making sure that they are registered with the government of Liberia and paying their appropriate tax? Because we're not going to develop Liberia if we don't pay our fair share of taxes. So is that
Yeah,
part of the verification?
that's a very good question, right? So we will ask the very same question. We try as much as possible to advise the small business owners to register the government, but we should feel is good because again, they need to pay taxes.
It's
But
it's it's it's, it's it should be a must. It's not we feel it's good. It's a must because it's a law.
I agree with a law actually, but what we notice because the size of the small businesses that are coming, if we try to tell them you have to register Liberian government, we don't know, right? Again, I want to be open to partnership. Maybe a Liberian business registration want to partner us on this, but with our partnership with Liberian Chamber of Commerce, we even discussed that, and they said, all right, they can find a way around that. So we're looking at there are different government agencies that want to see how we can show that happen. But again, most of
See,
the small businesses are very small size, right?
it's
They just focus
not
on
to interrupt you, right? But I understand that you guys are not law enforcers, right? But
yeah,
if we together are going to help Liberia rebuild and become productive, we have to hold each other
yeah,
accountable because the government, to a great extent, is not able to do all the accountability. So I
of
think that's
course.
something that we need to prioritize, and we can get creative about it, right? It does not have to be in the instance where maybe the same requirements that is set for those big Lebanese businesses is the same requirement that is set for that.
That's why that was our point of the Chamber of Commerce. I already said that because most of the businesses already making small income. If we can adjust a bit minimum wage, then they can assure they can pay, right? Because there were a lot of people saying, but the Liberia Chamber of Commerce is the business association for businesses. While a lot of small business are they are asking them, what is the membership fee for small business? Easy Market is not a chamber we're paying $250 annually. I know a lot of small business won't pay that. So I talked to them and say, all right, but if we bring this amount a bit lower, Then now we can see how to get them the small business. Because again, you have to be a registered business to join the Chamber of Commerce. That way the membership will come in to register them. And the partnership will be launching anytime this month or next month, I mean. So most of the small business for them to be part of our partnership with the Chamber of Commerce, so even join Easy Market, you have to be registered. But again, the conversation was you have to reduce the registration fee. Again, if you want people to be part of the process and you make the cost a bit higher, no, they will run away, right? So the conversation happening, they need to adjust. But again, we haven't received any communication yet from that end
Yeah.
to see how
I
they
would
how
just,
they have.
I'm sure you guys are thinking about this to an extent, but I would just caution Easy Market because there's a legal factor there too. Opening your platform to people who are not paying their taxes. I don't know how the government will hold you accountable, but just something to be aware of and have your lawyers look into it. But I
And
definitely understand 100% why it's important to open up the platform so that at least people can build some revenue to be able to go and do the right things. Um,
you need to do the revenue.
mhm.
So again, I agree. Your point is valid. The valid is actually valid, but there are a lot of limitations too. You need to look at. So the skill is most of the bigger business in market by law, right? Even by our verification, they register. That one is clear. But what I'm going to stress is that the size of the small business we are talking about. I've seen a lot of people that are like, well, Christmas is coming or Valentine is coming. They have an idea about how to face local beef. The man facing a local beef, he get the first money. The man want to do the first created sample, right? He said, all right, easy my help me sell that sample. They are telling me say how to go register to go
What if
sell
it
that
was like
sample.
this?
You
To
know?
give you an idea,
Child.
and to give you
Yeah.
an idea, what if it was like this? What if you work
Yeah.
with the LBR Liberia Business Registry, and
Good. Good.
instead of them being registered with the business registry, what you do is your institution collects from each of their sale, collects the taxes and reports it directly to the LBR. What if it was like that? Because of their size,
That's a very valid point.
yeah, because of their size, they
Yeah.
don't have to go register, but you are still collecting sales tax on money that they're making because that's how we're going to rebuild like Burma. Man, the government cannot just go and print money and come and build roads.
So you're valid. That's a valid point. So again, I love the fact you talked about the Liberia business registration. Let's see, maybe next year, because again the election will be happening this year, right? Hopefully next year we can see the new administration for that agency. Then we can push a partnership. They already want to see how we can partner with uh,
State rent
different
institution.
government agencies. Yeah, to see how we can make this work. Right? Again, we're looking at even the Ministry of Commerce. The Ministry of Commerce is actually the main arm that can help us implement this. But again, so what we want to do is see, hopefully, because I think they work a lot of small businesses too. So that's the main government agency we need to partner with. After we conclude and see how it can work, if we partner with the Liberal Ministry of Commerce, then surely all of these issues will be solved. We want to see small business paying taxes too, right? Because we also paying taxes. So again, and we are small
And
business
I just
also.
want to
So
make this clear, right? It's not that Mr. Prince Lamin Jabo enjoys paying taxes. I do not like paying taxes, right? But as a
so
citizen of any country, it is our obligation. That's how we can develop our country because the government
yeah,
cannot
pay
generate
taxes.
money. It's taxes that help develop the country. The reason that you see America is so developed or many other countries are so developed is because of the taxation that the government implements and enforces. So we as entrepreneurs, if we can come in and help the government in that effort to hold people accountable so that everybody can pay their fair share, which is not going to be equal across the board because not everybody is at the same level, but we need to have everybody paying what they can pay. And that's what
Yeah,
I'm trying to express here. Not that
yeah.
people with small businesses that are just starting their entrepreneur endeavor should be paying millions to the government. So 10% of $100
Yeah,
liberty is just $10 liberty. So pay that one and move on, right?
so we
Uh,
need I understand. So we need a taxation for small business program, right? Small business
exactly.
taxation.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
And as they grow and gain more revenue, then we can go into more of the formal registration process. But anyways, let's
And
move on a little bit. Go ahead if you want to add something.
yeah, I want to say that even the government and I already inform on how many small business in the country because a lot of small business don't register. If they are registering, the government can even know or how many people are registered and not paying taxes. So again, if we can do a partnership with the business registration, that will help a lot. So if we register in the easy market, we can help you register to the Liberal government. Then we can also start that whole process with taxes. So I that's a good conversation that we can
And
continue
I'm
researching.
just going to add a 2 cent to it. Maybe when you talk to the Liberia Business Registry, you can bring this up. So what you guys can do is through your platform, the Liberian Business Registry, for example, can give you, you guys can have a software where when people register with you, it will automatically
Yeah.
generate employer identification number. And that is the number that
Yeah.
when they are selling and they are collecting taxes and you are collecting taxes on their behalf for their sales, you are using that number to identify that small business so that when it comes time for them to, let's say, go and register, because they have been paying taxes, their fees could be lower
Yeah.
because they show that they have been doing
Yes.
their due diligence. So that's the benefit of paying your
Right.
taxes. So instead of you going there as a brand new business where the LBR does not know about your existence, now they have a record of you because you have been paying your taxes way before you even got officially registered. And then they could reduce your
Good.
registration fee because they show that you've been a good citizen. And that way it benefits
Yeah.
everybody. It's just something to add to your notes when you talk to the LBR. It's
Yeah.
absolutely
Yeah.
necessary.
Valid point. Thank you so much. So that's a very good point, and we'll take that into consideration when we have in our
Of
conversation.
course.
Yeah.
And let's talk, a little bit about competition, right? Because in any business, in order for it to benefit the consumers, there must be competition. Like you said, on your platform, you try to bring different vendors that sell the same products. Now, let's talk about within the industry. So you are the giants right now. Do you foresee? Because I know eWally also have an e-commerce platform. I'm not sure if you are aware, but I have log on there and I see a couple businesses that I register. Now, I will not tell you I've heard about them in the regards or in the way that I've heard about Easy Market. So, are there any other competitions that maybe concern you?
Yeah. So again, there are different. The whole idea about e-commerce is very mainly focused on uh financial technology, fintech. You see, is idea that fintech businesses can offer people the ability to purchase physical and digital product, right? So if you look at e-commerce in general, it's one of fintech. So for example, you talk about eWallet. eWallet is a fintech company. They really basically look at digital product. So if you want to offer physical product, be it busy, that's of course of them. But like Easy Market, our whole business model is really focused on e-commerce. So again, so they're not really like a direct competition, but again, competition wise, they are indirect competition that we could look at. But really, they also like a partner to Easy Market. There are times where we have conversation before and they want to partner Easy Market to do payment gateway because again, that's a direct market. They want to be a payment facilitator on our behalf. So we don't look at them as a customer competition.
Yeah,
If
there's
they
a
want to be a
customer,
competition, no,
huh?
yeah, but look at them as our partners. Another thing, all right, for all the industry itself, there are few partners. Before Easy Market enter the market, because again we serve two customer segments, which is local and diaspora, right? For the local audience, there wasn't really a partners there that really efficiently doing it. But internationally, there was the company called Nobel Express. Nobel has always been in the e-commerce space and directly targeting the diaspora market for them to send things to Liberia. So they were the first people doing that. So what Easy Market did, Easy Market come to the space, we innovate around that. But hey, I was just telling someone yesterday. So we innovate around that, and also lower the cost of products. Initially, that since they were monopoly can make you do a lot of things. They were the only ones doing it initially. So price was exponentially high. When Easy Market come in, we balance that competition get little and now for the international market, things are a bit good. Local wise, so Nobel is competing us to our international audience. They are the only ones. Then locally, we have one new company they were founded, I think this year, or last year, I mean. They came recently, they started activities in Liberia to compete with Easy Market. But again, we know that again, it's good to have competition because they bring you to your feet. You always need to work around things. Yeah, so we have few competition that outside Liberia in here,
So you
here
got
for
your
now
eyes
right
out
now.
looking for those potential threats and opportunities as well.
Yeah, so they're not, like I told you, I said we do research and development every night. I'm doing research. So if I receive a letter, this new company is launching this product in Liberia in my space. With a lot of cross the scope research we do and see how competitively they are doing process, they are doing product, they are innovating, and always see how each market can be way ahead of them. You know that's a good thing because a lot of businesses in Liberia they really don't look at competition or even analyze the market. And that's why happened to even global brands they lost on the market, right? You can hear the story about people that not care. They told them to innovate. They were looking Apple thing on the market, Motorola, all these companies. So we always try to see ahead what competition are doing and see how we can do it better.
Awesome, awesome. All right, that's great. So you guys currently have an ad on the market, and we also showed it during our commercial break, trying to hire 500 sales consultant. That number I've never seen that on any employment ad in Liberia before. Quite impressive. Quite impressive. So overall, how many young people or people does your institution, hire or has as employees?
So let's go two ways. So employee wise, so the I will come to the sales consultant, but let me come to the team itself. So employee wise, we have a team of so currently we are 12 persons, two females and 10 men, and gallant men anyway. So yeah,
That
that's
that
the
that
team. Small
that
size.
that proportion, my man, is not balanced. What's going on there?
So yeah, so yeah, the female gender. Anyway, we will be bringing. We're trying to get two more interns anytime soon. Hopefully, it will be two females or one female, one male. But again, that's
I think
it
you have
for the
enough
team
male.
size. But that's for the team, right? But again, we have a lot of females that we need to stress out. The females, most of the small business we're working with are owned by females. 70% of them are females run businesses. Then apart from that, during the program now, according to the sales consultant program, oh, one more thing. So most of the small businesses we work with are females owners. We know that. But also we work with advertisers. Most of the advertisers we work with, all of them are females. So the advertisers are females. Our businesses are females. Most of them females owner, right? Then now for the sales consulting program, so we launched recently. We launched it, I think, earlier this month recently. That program really want to see how we can take advantage of easy market to empower students. I don't want to have the interest about using the internet because nowadays we know a lot of Liberians spend a lot of time on the internet, but they're not really getting benefit of using social media. Even students who burn data on the internet, they don't even get all right. They have to do research and assignment, no recharge data, anything. So the sales consulting program itself is to let them know that you can do one, two, three activities on the internet in partnership with Easy Market, and you can earn revenue. So we're going to see how people can take advantage of easy market and earn revenues for students, for young professionals, anybody, right? This program now already a brand new program. There are a lot of companies that have the Amazon affiliate program. All companies have the same affiliate program, but for our own self, we call this sales consultant because what we're going to do is to train these people to understand business sales activities, how to talk with customers, and all of them will have their own referral links and everything. And when people purchase on easy market, they earning revenue. We look at the target for 500. The 500 people are target for the whole year. We want to see like a cohort, the first 500 person for this year, and see how they can do well. Currently, about 250% are already applied. So these 250% are necessary to start the activities. But yeah, if there's any way easy market empower young people, I really want to do that because a lot of us are young people and we want to see how we coming back to contribute to young people in our society.
Awesome. That's impressive. And we will continue to show that flyer on our platform for as long as it's needed. So thank you for that. Now, we're at the end of this interview almost. So I'm just going to ask you one or two more questions. But the first one being is, what role do you think e-commerce needs to play in the economic future of Liberia?
Very good point. That is a very valid. I always have so recently said when we had the opportunity to be invited by the World Bank, it's only I was saying every global economy, every major economy, right? Economy that are successful, e-commerce play a crucial role. And again, you look at there are a lot of vast opportunity here, right? Like for employment to improving the economy itself, because what we look at, like I've been having conversations with people, our region, the Mano region, right? If easy market to reach to a point that we can efficiently make logistics and e-commerce efficient in Liberia, we can allow small businesses the ability to be selling their product to customers in the sub-region across the three Mano countries. And with this activity, we'll be empowering businesses directly in Liberia. So what we look at if the government of Liberia and other people can look at e-commerce, there's a lot of opportunity here because businesses will grow. You employ a lot of students. I noticed recently, right? We have a lot of graduates from colleges, graduating technology degree, while e-commerce open opportunity for advanced technological improvement. logistics, a lot of logistic people is needed, a lot of marketing people is needed. So employment itself is something that will help the country because look at Liberia currently unemployment rate is growing. A lot of unemployment in the country. So that what you see, we even try to build program, our sales consulting program, but a lot of people need jobs, especially young people. Right? So e-commerce in itself will create job for plenty of people. The testament is clear. In Nigeria, for example, the major e-commerce company there, Jumia employ up to 2,000 more people. And this number can be reached here. They have with our sales consulting program, they have similar program that
You
hire
already
up to
have 500,
10,000.
my man. So that's very possible. You already have 500.
So we noticed that there are a lot of opportunity here. We want to see how we can continue to work with the government, like we work with donors, a lot of support, hopefully, like people like UNDP been supporting the effort. So again, we noticed that on this path, we'll be creating jobs for a lot of people, but also the economy itself will be growing because if people are getting knowledgeable about technology, about the internet, they are coming back and using platforms that is paying taxes to the country, right? Because you see, a lot of time like bring access, but when the few people are not for products on a platform, you access international platforms, and the company are not really coming back to the Liberia and paying taxes the easy market. So if the Liberian government supporting startups and companies here, the company in turn paying taxes here, improving the economy, but also creating jobs for a lot of Liberians. This is a win-win situation, right? And you can look at the testament across anywhere in the world that e-commerce play a crucial role. Like, we can look at China, for example. People like Alibaba, right? Alibaba itself employ a lot of people and make China like a global powerhouse for logistics and you see any country want to procure product from around the world, they think about China because of the kind of logistic infrastructure Alibaba have. If we can have more opportunity for SMEs and small businesses to create good product, innovative design product, people that use the market can help the world to procure our product and ship globally. So there's a bigger vision behind it because if the small business are doing well with the product they're creating, we have the ability to attract customers from around the world and ship to them in cases to see how we are bringing Liberian product to people around the world. Another thing, we promoting our culture, we creating opportunity for the business itself to grow. So a lot
Yeah.
of work needs to be done, but we're on the pathway to getting it done.
Speaking about work needing to be done, I brought this up in earlier in the interview. Let's talk about investment. People wanting individuals that want to invest into the business. How can they go about that? What is your current procedure for people wanting to invest?
For easy marketing itself, so we really want to see how again we want to have long-term partners because it's Liberia is a new economy for tech and everything. So we can tell you that investing in market this week before the end of the year, no. So we want to see how we can get people that is committed to seeing the startup grow because it's a Liberian owned and the Liberian economy it itself is something you have to adjust to. If you want to invest in easy market, it's a straightforward method. You have to contact us, right? If you contact our team, you can explain your interest. We have opportunity for you to buy shares in easy market itself. Then we can look into that. But contact us as what you want to do. We'll be open to any
Do you guys
partnership in that
pay out
sense.
dividends for people buying shares? Are there annual dividends or quarterly dividends?
So the thing about dividend is the question is have we had any investor apart from our co-funding team Nadia? So again, if we have new people to join our team, it's something we'll surely do, right? It's offering dividend, but not yet now. So which is what I want long-term partners to help the business grow because if startup won't just grow year one and start paying out dividend. We'll have to be over time. So which we are
What
open
is
to.
your stock price? I'm just asking for a friend.
That's what I say. Yeah, yeah, no, that's a question. You talk about infrastructure issues. So again, you can see South Africa, Nigeria stock market. We don't have anything that's stock in Liberia. No,
Oh,
there are no
there
stock
will
trading
be one.
platform.
I
Which
can
is
promise you that there will be one. I can promise you that.
so, which is why I've been having conversation. A lot of people, I feel that we need to invest and develop our investment platform. We can work on that project and see how people can invest in businesses and or platform for even looking at stock and things. These are not
There,
really
there
there.
will be that.
But
I can
again,
promise you. Don't talk it too loud.
this will have the development, right? Yeah, the investment climate itself, you see other countries have venture capitalists, right? Liberia, only donor can support you, maybe the government have broker. They're not really venture capitalists like where you go and page regularly to get funding for a business. I will tell some people, Easy Market started in 2019. You see here the lot the Nigerian startup funded in the same 2019, the same month. The people already raised about 2.5 million USD. Easy market, there's no way for raising that amount because they have venture capitalists that they can pitch the idea to invest in a long term. And which I feel like is things that we need to look at to see how we can create business organization here to be investing in local innovation.
I can promise you that there will be one of that in Liberia, my man. I have high interest in that. I'm an economics student, so that's
Yeah,
definitely,
that would be
yeah.
amazing.
And
That would be
yes,
amazing.
there are a lot of entrepreneurs, people like yourself, that are doing great things, and we can amplify that those opportunities and reach the ends region of Liberia. So we're thinking about that, and I'm sure other people around are also thinking about that as well. So it's just a matter of time, and we have to be patient with our country. So,
Yeah.
like I said, we're at the end of this interview, but I do want to give you the opportunity to speak to your favorite quote, which I'm going to bring on the screen here. So it reads, success occurs when opportunity meets preparation.
All right. Success occur, opportunity means preparation. I think the reason I really try to look at that as a mantra is because a lot of young people feel like I have to wait and someone support me. All right, people, yeah, seriously. So people like to wait. Then someone come to them and support. They end up money, right? No, and a lot of time people keep complaining. You don't have to be complaining. You need to start doing something because if you keep complaining, oh, I don't have support from another person supporting me. I don't have this opportunity. That complaint won't get anywhere. You need to start. And if you start doing something, good, I want to say in a simple Liberian term, right? If you start doing something, then you try to, when you start doing things, right, different things happen. That's where it says success meet preparation. There are a lot of things that come about before you can even bother with success. It's the preparation start. You need to start, you need to work hard, you need to do things because it's a network, and it's success is happening based on network. I would tell people, right? People need to know you're doing something good. Like for example, easy market is based on partnership with people. Businesses won't trust you until they know you are working hard. Customer won't believe in you until they know you're doing this. So before you even reach to the point of being successful, you need to build credibility, you need to work hard and get that done to get success. People won't read, you won't receive any support or you won't even be successful in life by just laying down. So I make it clear to myself that for you to be successful, you need to work hard, you need to prepare. And that's a realistic, it's very realistic. No one needs to stress on it a lot more because you can't be a student in school and be successful at reading, right? You don't jump the gun. You don't be a success. But entrepreneurship here is very difficult. There's now a 1, 2, 3 method to make it successful, right? So you always need to work hard, and work hard. God will help you. You meet the people that will help you to be successful. On the way to your journey, on the way you're joining, you always bother people to give you that opportunity. I believe people is a major part of success. If you really look at it, so if someone told me that God sit and wait and bring the right people to come into your life to help you be successful because you have to be doing things. And these people need to know that, all right, Chris Jones is known for doing this, he's successful in this, then he'll come and bring another success. I just, a lot of people, right, they reach there, let's say, somewhere last year, but fortunately enough to win a grant from UNTP, right? We wouldn't have like grant if I still come to be to my dad house and just play.
Mm-hmm.
No, even we couldn't be having a conversation if I'm not doing something wonderful, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you have to be working hard before success meets you. There are a lot of things you need to do. And for me, for example, thousands of nights, thousands of hours are on it. are on my computer researching because again, people will only support you if they feel you are determined, and that determination from you will bring about success. And young people need to know it. You can be complaining, say, "Oh, the government not doing this for me. Oh, my parents not doing this. Oh, yeah." Complexity is something we see from young people a lot. A lot of young people in the country want people to do something for them. They will not get to do something for themselves. They will always want to be lazy, relaxing, and let people do things for you. It won't help you, right? Every country that you see people successful in the work hard for it. They say you want to remember that and more money. And good thing is in the country, a lot of parents not even get money to make your to make it happen too much. So you know, work hard for it. Yeah, so you have to work hard for you get that support. There will be no support from anywhere. And if you want to do entrepreneurship as small, you have to be ready to burn a midnight candle.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Any last words to any young entrepreneurs out there before we conclude? Just from you, personal advice to anyone that are trying to start on the same path that you're already spearheading.
Uh, I think one of the things over the years I learned is team building. Team building is a crucial part of every entrepreneurship or every success of a team, right? Trying to know the right for people to join a team. Especially for us, like ours, right? In the early years that you need to find people committed. You really need to be smart about creating a team and who can join your team. And even in the early stage, you need to be letting your team know what they're going to benefit from being part of your effort and how they are even supporting your effort. Because if you have a good team, that is how they help you grow the vision. So it's good to know in every stage that new team, you can't do everything on your own. And that's why we say the difference between being an entrepreneur or even a hustler. So hustler, like one man doing that work. If you want to be an entrepreneur or if you want to be a business owner, you need to get people that will help to do that work because one can do all. So in the earlier stage, you need to find a team to help you do that work, but you also need to build you need to be trustworthy, right? Your personal credibility need to be enough to get people to join your team.
Awesome. Thank you for the wise words. We'll go ahead and conclude this. So you've been watching the 1847 show. I've been your host, Prince Lamin Jarbo, and this was season 1, episode 8, which is part of our series called Digitalized Liberia. This series highlights individuals solving real problems by integrating technological solutions to make Liberia a digitalized nation. To watch previous or upcoming episodes of our show, please don't forget to follow our social media channels at the 1847 show. Until next time, God bless you and God bless Mama Liberia.
Lucky ball.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of Liberia and to the republic for which it stands. One nation, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I don't know. Listen. Mama Liberia, you will rise again. And more your friend and you will shine again. Yeah. Nobody will look down on you again. I prophesy to you, you will regain your dignity again. All hill, Liberia hill. Red, white, and blue is where I represent for sure. This new land of liberty shall long be for all of us. I'm not talking about one person, cause all of us. History said you've been the cornerstone of Africa. You've been a safe place when it's free slave came back to Africa. That green pepper goes. Hey, Mama Liberia. I can't wait to see you taking over Africa. You ain't got the power to do it, man. You are live.